What's happening, everybody? It's Wolf94, and I want to talk about Pokemon evolutions and shit now. This is something that I feel like a lot of people think about and care about. So when the new Pokemon games come out, we don't know yet. We don't know if it's gonna come 2018, it's gonna get announced, if it's gonna be the Diamond and Pearl remake, if it's gonna be a new game, or if it's gonna be a Kanto-like remake, as people like to talk about again. So one of the things that it's something that it's been a long time is Pokemon pre-evolutions, evolutions, and this kind of thing. They're not like megas and other like funky stuff, like just regular Pokemon evolutions. Fourth generation Diamond and Pearl came out in 2006/2007, and if you think about it, it's been like fucking 10 bloody years. It's been a long time. Uh, Fifth generation didn't bring anything. Sixth generation, brought their mega evolution shit, but those aren't actually like real evolutions. Those are like forms to me. They're like mega forms, not mega evolutions, because they don't really have a Pokedex page for them. They don't really. It's only for a certain time. They're not gonna stay like that forever. So it's like some Digimon form shit for me. They're not like actual Pokemon evolutions. Uh, there do exist as cards, but yeah. So I'm talking about stuff like we haven't seen since Johto, like with Golbat evolving to Crobat, Chansey becoming Blissey, baby Pokemon, fourth generation, Pokemon like Honchkrow, Weavile, Mamoswine, McMortar, Electivire, all that shit. They got introduced there. They were pretty cool. They were like one of the best highlights of Diamond and Pearl and fourth generation in general, in my opinion. It was actually a bigger and more impactful than the Mega Evolution Pokemon because a lot of those Pokemon were cool design-wise and ability-wise, but because they just don't, they're not gonna stay like that forever. It just seems like a fake evolution to me, like a temporary evolution. Like, man, I want to give an example right now, but it's so dirty. Like, anyway, I'm not gonna say it, but yeah. I'm pretty sure there must be like stuff they can work with. Like there must be Pokemon that they can give evolutions to that they were like really appreciate, really like, or even pre-evolutions. A lot of people think that pre-evolutions are pointless and shit, but I think they're perfectly fine to be honest. Uh, People just think of it like in terms of stats and competitive shit and what have you, and I'm all for that too, but you have to understand it's like Pokemon are like animals. It's like their baby forms exist, their that kind of shit exists. It makes sense to exist. So baby forms, if they're cute, if they're good designs, if they make sense, I'm all for it. I don't care how useless or pointless they might seem to be, as long as we get something. And with Sun and Moon, the whole Alolan form thing, that was pretty clever. That was pretty good. And it was actually, I'm impressed it took them so long to do something like that. Not that I was always like thinking about it, but when they did it, I was like, yeah, why didn't I think of this before? This was something like they should have done maybe eons ago. But they did it now, and maybe this sort of alternate Alolan forms or just alternate forms in general isn't a bad thing, but I do want actual evolutions, actual pre-evolutions. There must be Pokemon that can, work with shit like this. Like, man, some Pokemon will really appreciate it. I'm not gonna go over all the obvious ones, but yeah, and just some evolutions, like some Mega evolutions. Actually, it's a damn shame. Like Mega Molly, that Pokemon looks so awesome. That looks like a genuine sort of evolution for Molly. Like Molly evolved into that thing. But because it's a mega evolution, because it's like not permanent, it's kind of like it's a shame. Like I wish it was like a permanent evolution or something. So that's why I think, mega evolutions kind of suck in this sort of way. You know, it would be awesome if those Pokemon just were in that complete state, in that complete form. And, I'm not saying make them this broken since they're just going to be regular evolutions. But do something. I guess I should maybe say about some Pokemon that I would really love. They'd be better, or maybe get an evolution. A Pokemon that I really dig, that really sucks, Mightyena. That Pokemon, I'm not sure if an evolution would be right for it. It's gonna be hard to think of something like that maybe, but maybe stat improvement. In that case, I think that Pokemon, improving its stats, give it a little bit more speed or attack, both actually, and that kind of thing. But stat improvements, that's another thing they should do in a lot of Pokemon, if you ask me, balance things out. But for evolutions, they're giving us all this shit with the legendary Pokemon and all these fusion stuff, and man, just regular ass evolutions. Come on, you can do it. You must be able to do it, right? I mean, there's so many people that just create and draw their own, and of course, a lot of them are over the top. They probably wouldn't be a good idea, but there's some really good ones. I'm pretty sure. So I'm sure, like Nintendo and the Pokemon Company, they must have the ability to do something like that, or be clever at least. Maybe make some Pokemon and just don't give away the whole line immediately. I don't know, like I don't know what to say, but something. Uh, Something is better than nothing, unless they're gonna do it too shit. But I mean, the Mega Evolutions, they looked okay for the most part. We had some shit like Slowbro, which was fucking terrible. Yeah, why did they make that guy? But a lot of shit like Blaziken, Molly, Absol, Mega Absol, Lucario, Aerodactyl, even Gyarados. Gyarados was awesome too. Mega Gyarados. They look great. So I'm pretty sure it's possible. You know, it really has been like a long time. Like we get like new stones or ways to evolve, and that kind of shit. That Diamond and Pearl also had, like with the new stones. You got Dusk Stone. You got the Dawn Stone, Shiny Stone. Man, it's crazy how many stones were introduced in that game. Awesome. Yeah, so underrated. uh, you know, all these ways. And, with EVs, I know some people don't fucking want like evolutions, but I'm all for them. I really want a ground type, pure ground type evolution. Man, uh, I guess something like dragon or bug, maybe they wouldn't work out. I would fucking, I'd probably kill myself if there's ever like a bug evolution. Damn, but we got Fairy in 6th gen, that's not that long ago, but we can still do like ground, metal, even rock, if you think about it, some types still. So I feel like, that's some cool shit. But besides Eevee, just in general, uh, Pokemon evolutions, there must be something. And not give like only love to perhaps like Gen 1 Pokemon, because that's what they basically have been doing. With the Alolan forms, it was only for Kanto Pokemon, and Mega Evolutions, a lot of them were like Kanto Pokemon too, and then with Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, they did the whole shit with third generation Pokemon. But, you know, yeah, they kind of didn't do shit with a lot of DP and black and white Pokemon. And I understand that a little bit, but at the same time, they still got room for improvement too. They could still do some shit. Like there's even black and white and diamond and pearl Pokemon that maybe can evolve or get a pre-evolution. Even if it's a pre-evolution, that's fine. It doesn't have to be an evolution. So I hope they do that. I don't know when is the next Pokemon going to come out. I don't know what it's going to be, but whether it's a Diamond and Pearl remake and they include new Pokemon, or whether it's an all new game, I just really want some evolutions and pre-evolutions. It's what really makes you feel like, for me, that this is new Pokemon shit. This is like a new Pokemon game, new Pokemon forms. This is like the new Pokemon shit. It's what gets you to think, okay, this is the new Pokemon game. We jump to this shit kind of thing. Because that's what Diamond and Pearl was. I remember for me, after all these years, after third gen, when the next gen came out with fourth gen, is when you know we saw and we learned, oh man, Diamond and Pearl shit, new Pokemon like Magmar evolves, Electivire evolves, and you got pre-evolutions and shit. It was really like the next gen shit. It's like these aspects that make that game feel next gen and new and cool. Because man, to me sometimes I feel like Diamond and Pearl, they're like new games to be honest. It's like they've been around for so long and it's like those games are like they're still kind of like new games to me. They're like they've got the new shit. So, yeah. I know that sounds crazy. I know it doesn't make sense, but maybe some people will understand what I'm talking about. But yeah, I'm pretty sure that if a new Pokemon game comes out and you see pre-evolutions and evolutions to existing Pokemon, people are gonna get hype. People are gonna be really happy and satisfied, and it's really gonna feel like a brand new adventure, a new world. Some the next evolution of Pokemon, the next true like gen of Pokemon, like new Pokemon games for real. Okay, so hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you guys subscribe, leave a like, share this with your friends, and I'll see you guys next time. What's up?